Welcome, beautiful souls, welcome to my channel, and of course, welcome to your reading. So I'm not quite sure what's going to come through today, but I know that the energies have been really intense for a lot of us, and it's also that time of year. So let's see what comes through. I'm going to pull from the Cosmic Journey Oracle. So we have the Phoenix rises into joyful abundance. Okay, so this is, I'm being told 2 more, but already just with this card, it's very much the energy of what I've been feeling. I think what a lot of us have been feeling, this sort of coming out, or this lifting of like a dense energy, and that I guess has to do with coming into 2025. So we've got 19 memento mori. There might not be a someday. Okay, so this is an interesting one. And then we've got every cycle is a higher opportunity. Okay, so as I started started at the beginning of this reading talking about the energies that we've all been experiencing, and that is very much a cycle coming to an end and a new cycle beginning. And with the memento mori, it's kind of like universe having a little joke and a reminder of like now is everything. So whatever it is that brings you joy, inspires you, whatever it is that you are desiring to do, now is the time to do it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh wow. Okay, so I'm gonna pull the camera down for this because there's quite a few cards that came through, and I just want to put them down in the order that they came out in, which is a really interesting order actually. Okay, let's see how we can best do this. Okay, so let's flip that around. So we're starting off with the Emperor, right? And the energy that I'm sensing here is very much the word that's coming is dogmatic, an energy that is trying to control, and that is sort of the shadow side of the Emperor, right? The light side, as this deck would call it, is sort of about being not in charge, but being, I can't say one because there is a sense of like of control, right? Of everything being in order, but of like being the master of your own universe. Okay, that is the positive or light side of this card, but that's not the energy that I'm picking up on. And I say that because right after the Emperor, we have the 5 of Pentacles, which means that stuff is changing, change is coming in, and it's going to be difficult. There's a lot of inner stuff that's going to take place, and yeah, and I mean that is often a stage. We choose how long we stay in this phase, right? We choose how long we refrain from looking up to seeing the key, or to even seeing the keyhole. Change is difficult, and more difficult for others than it is for some. And because this is a collective reading, the things that will be shifting, the things that will be changing will be different for everyone. Some things there will be more emotional attachment. Some things will hit closer to home. But things are going to be shifting, and they need to shift. They need to shift. Like something, this card dropped on purpose. Like something needs to shift. A perspective needs to drop. In order for you to come for you to come into this, right, to come into yourself, to come into your authenticity. With the King of Wands, this is also I'm going to say goes hand in hand with the Memento Mori, because it also, you know, talks about entrepreneurial not risks but chances, right? Like being inspired and following your inspiration to the extent of eliciting help when required. So there is possibly for this collective something that an idea, something that you've maybe been wanting to do, or have been putting off doing, or something that has just come to you recently. The the message of the energy is that now is an opportune time to do it, not necessarily because it will be a success. We measure success in a very linear way, right? Something is either a failure, or it is a success, or it is a draw. But in reality, a failure has as much weight as a success does, as a draw does. There actually is zero difference. Your failures matter as much as your successes do. In the sense that they matter very little. All of it matters very little at all. And yeah, so I'm not quite sure where they took me on that tangent, but I did see 644 at that time. So yeah, I don't know. Just okay. So coming back to this entrepreneurial things not being a success. Sometimes we have to go on journeys and experiences to get to where we're going, to where we need to be, to where we want to be, to the place that is most resonant to us. It is only our perception, right? And it is a perception that it has been instilled in us since we were young, right? From school, from parents, from the structure of the way that this world is structured, the hierarchy. But if all of that is taken away, when somebody, you know, when one chooses to do something, and let's say there's something, painting, and to them the painting may look undesirable, but to somebody else it may be quite beautiful, but it makes no difference, right? The person wanted to paint, they painted a painting. It makes no difference what the painting looks like. What is more important is, did they enjoy the experience of creating the painting? You know, that and also the lesson is to not judge the painting, right? It is perfect exactly as it is, however it turned out. Okay, but coming back into this reading, but for whoever that little message was for, because they did take me quite deeply into it, I hope that it helps you and maybe gives you the nudge that you were needing. Okay, so there is a lot coming in, a lot changing, and there is also something coming to an end. And by something coming to an end here, it is very much referring to like an ego death, perception change, because from after this stage, it will be like you'll be running towards something, and it's something great, and you will be supported, and it is, wow, like I just can't tell you, like I'm this energy is just so beautiful, because you're literally running into the two happiest cards of the tarot, and strangely enough, it came out in the order of the 10 of Cups and then the 9 of Cups, which I find really interesting, because I think I've said this in a reading before, but the 9 of Cups is that moment, that blissful moment like before bliss, before you know bliss is about to fully kick in. Like you literally are about to step into it. Like you choose when to step into it. That's what this card represents for me. And 111, as I say that. And this is, you know, the happy family card, the coming together of things, the journey, right? The journey, the things that were required to be left behind have been left behind, right? That's what happens in the Eight of Cups. There's this leaving behind in this journey into the unknown. What is interesting is in this reading, right, things are happening in a very beautiful, interesting way. Like I know this card looks traumatic, right? But because she's crying and she's all alone. But there is, if you look at that white bird at the top, like whatever she has released, whatever she has stepped away from, my feeling is that because of what takes place here in the Five of Pentacles, that this phase it's quite easy. It almost happens naturally. There is a very natural progression, flow to the energy of this reading, which is quite lovely. Like it's funny that the Tower card hasn't come up, but as the top card here, I'm going to pull the bottom energy deck now because I've been guided to 114. This is a time for new beginnings. Big new beginnings. That is the bottom energy deck. Okay, there is this coming into self, coming into power. And by power, I mean the power of knowing all that you are. Just coming back to these cards. And this running towards like this direction that you are being nudged, pulled. It is a beautiful thing. And while you will experience certain, trauma, or not, no, sorry, let me rephrase. It's not that you will be experiencing trauma. It is that you will actually be releasing trauma. But when we release trauma, sometimes we almost have we can have a re-wounding, just in that moment. And we can choose to hold on to that as long as we like, and we can choose to fully go into it, or alternatively we can choose to go, okay, so that and that and that happened, and that's why I think this way, act this way, view the world this way, or respond to certain situations this way. It is empowering. It's empowering to know what your triggers are, why you have triggers, and then the next step, it is freeing to then go to release yourself from them, from holding on to not just the experiences, but the they gave me a phrase, and not just the experiences, but the lessons that we learned in those experiences. So there is a beautiful energy taking place here. Beautiful awakening, awakening to self, awakening to all that you are. And it's like you're gonna be happy, and then right after you find that beautiful happiness, you're gonna step into a place of knowing that you're always gonna be happy, that happiness is always right there. I personally can't think of anything more beautiful than that. Okay, beautiful souls. If this reading resonated with you in any way, please do hit the like button or share it with somebody, and do subscribe. Have a lovely, lovely, beautiful now. Bye-bye.